Hello everyone, this is Angela Profit with Paperless Planners. Thank you for joining me on becoming more productive and more profitable by going paperless. Today I'm going to review the Notes application, the Contacts application, and reminders for Apple products. So first we'll start with Notes. This is the Notes application here. So if you open your Notes application, the number one thing to pay attention to is how many accounts you have over here in the gray bar. You will see that I only have my iCloud set up in my notes because I do not want to get confused with where my notes are going. So another example is you could set up your notes to go to your Gmail account or a third-party account. But again, just to avoid confusion, I have my notes going into one. Some of my clients like to make folders in different back-end systems, which is okay too, but again, I just prefer to keep it simple. So when I start a note on my phone, and you'll see right here that it's connected to my phone, it will automatically populate on iCloud. Always, you want to set up your preferences for any application that you're using. So in your notes, just to check yourself, go to Accounts, and if you have multiple accounts here, make sure that you're doing that on purpose. So if you go to each account, you'll see under my iCloud account, I have my notes turned on. My Gmail account, I have my notes turned off. This is from Network Solutions. I have my notes turned off, which is my back-end system for my email. And this is another email I have for my company, which you'll notice also that I have my notes turned off. And you'll see these notifications popping up from Network Solutions asking me for my password, because if I tried to turn on my notes and use my notes, it's going to require you to put your password in. But again, just to keep things simple, I recommend choosing one, either Gmail or iCloud are great choices. And be sure that you use your notes instead of pen and paper, because your notes will always be backed up on iCloud. Next, I'm going to talk about reminders. Reminders are great. This is the Reminders application. And be sure that you're using the most current up-to-date software with your MacBook Pro or your MacBook Air or your Mac. If you are not running the most up-to-date software, you may not have these applications on your actual computer. But if you update, you should have notes and you should have reminders. So I use reminders specifically for dictating a to-do list when I'm driving to remain safe. But I don't share these folders with anyone. These are just my reminders that come to mind usually when I'm driving. And again, you'll notice in the bar right here in the gray bar that you want to only have your reminders going to one account and make sure that they're being backed up. If you have something that says on my Mac for notes or reminders, just know that that's only on your computer. So if something happens to your computer, those notes are only on your computer, which is not a good thing. So I really recommend using iCloud so that all of your devices sync, so that if you had to go to someone's computer randomly, you could go to iCloud.com, log in, and all of your notes, reminders, emails, everything would be there. It's all backed up. So be sure that when you're making a reminder that it's in the appropriate account. Again, I suggest using iCloud and tell your reminders where to go. This is a great little tool, especially if you have an iPhone and you're at a restaurant and it's raining and you have to leave your umbrella outside. You can tell your reminders through Siri, remind me when I leave here to get my umbrella. Now you do have to have your location services turned on, but when the phone feels the movement of you leaving, a reminder will pop up. So it's a great little feature to use. The next application that we're going to go to is Contacts. So much confusion around Contacts, especially if you imported a contact or your contacts from an older phone. It can really, really get confusing. So again, on your left side right here in the gray, you want everything going typically to one account. So choose a backup mechanism. Again, everything you'll see, all my contacts is in iCloud. So they're on my phone, they're on my iPad. I can go to anyone's computer, log in, and get to my contacts. A great way to check yourself is if you go to the very bottom, you'll see down here that I have 1,340. And then if I look on my iPhone and go to my contacts and scroll to the very bottom, that number should match. And that's a good way to check yourself to make sure that all of your contacts are in iCloud. One thing to note that has recently happened is you can sync your contacts with Facebook, which if you have over 5,000 friends in Facebook, then I wouldn't suggest syncing your contacts if you don't want those contacts in your phone. One way to look for duplicates is if you go up under card and you're going to search for duplicates, and you can merge duplicates. So right here you see look for duplicates, and it's going to run a quick test, and it looks like I have 9 duplicate cards, so I'm going to merge them, and that should take care of that. So again, looking at your preferences, always look through your preferences for any of your applications that you're using on a daily basis and make sure that they are working for you. Accounts here, you'll see that I only have iCloud hooked up for my contacts. And you also notice that I have Google, my Gmail, it's not clicked because I do not use Gmail to back up my contacts. If you use Gmail, it's completely fine, but again, I would encourage you to pick one unless you need to keep your contacts separated out for a certain reason. So for example, if you have 2 separate companies and you want to keep company 1 in iCloud, company 2 in Gmail, Google, I completely understand that. And I've set a few clients up that way. Also know that you can go in and customize this template and how you're going to be looking at it. And how you do that, you go down here to edit, and you'll see that there is a birthday area for right here. You want to make sure that your emails are correct, your phone numbers are correct. If you ever try to export and import your numbers from one phone to another, if the format is incorrect, it will show up corrupted. So be sure that all of your information in your contacts is cleaned up. If you're using a software system for your company, this is imperative that you make sure that all of your emails are under the correct header, such as home, work, personal. It's so important because if you pull from your contacts into your software, if they have brackets around it, for example, it's not going to transfer over correctly. So I'm just going to give you an example. And this actually happened to me. This is why I can speak to this, because when I exported something, it had these brackets around it, which then corrupted my new system. So all because of those 2 little brackets. So be sure that whenever you're entering your contacts that it is just the way that it should be, and hit done. And again, the most important thing, when you're entering contacts on your phone, make sure that your iCloud is turned on. So if it's on your phone, it's being populated on your computer and your iPad. And if you enter something on your computer, it should be populated on your phone. If it's not, I would suggest making sure that iCloud is turned on and maybe visit your local Mac store or Apple store to get help there. It's really a quick fix. Or you can always contact me. If you've found this video helpful, please like it below, and good luck.